Annyeonghaseyo! Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing this video for the very first time, hi, my name is Sophia, or the local like my British friends like to call me, and today we'll be doing a monthly reading wrap up. I didn't do much of this last year, and I promised I was going to do better this year, so this is me showing up. Clap for me. And yes, a shorter version of this was posted on TikTok, so if that is what brought you, clap for yourself. Your account will go bigger this year, your ass will go faster this year. Everything will just be coming smoothly for you because you're a loyal one. You're a good. Your account will go faster and faster. Yeah. So without much, how days to say it again? Without further ado, without much further ado, whatever. Let's get into it. So the very first book I read this month was Binti by Nnedi Okorafor, and it was very small. So yeah, this is how small it is, and it was a very sweet, out of the box fantasy. The type of world building in this book I haven't seen before. It's not one that I could guess. Not like our regular romantic. That's how we call it, Tabu. Yeah, not like the regular one that you can guess what happens. At least you can guess some parts of it. This was very refreshing to read, and I really liked it. Bonus factor, very small. This is a prequel to this one, and I got into the second one almost immediately. This is the story about Binti that comes from a very small village, and in her village she's not supposed to leave her village. They don't leave their village. They are self-sufficient, and whoever leaves the village is known as a traitor. In fact, is treated as one. So she got an admission into this university, and she already knew what the answer from her parents would be, but she was stubborn. She was determined. She wanted to make it, and she left her people and went to the university. Got there, and all hell broke loose. That's what happened here, but things went well in the end, I think. And then came the sequel. In this sequel, she was supposed to face her fears, which is to go back to her village. She had to go back to her village and, make peace or reconcile. She already knew how she was going to be treated, but she went back nonetheless. I think I liked this one better than this one. Maybe it's because I had a lot of expectations for this one. But nonetheless, the world building, chef's kiss. The storytelling, chef's kiss. It was very visual. I love it when fantasy books are visual. I want to read a story that will feel like a movie. I want to watch a movie when I'm reading a book. When it starts to look like words, counts me out. Both of them, 10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10. And then the next book I read was Valentine by Kiritai. Flop. I wish I could take back the hours that I spent reading this book. I wish I could take it back. It was supposed to be a read-along book for my read-along group chat, and then we got into it. In fact, halfway I was even embarrassed that I recommended this book, but because I've been seeing Kiritai's book everywhere, I was like, you know what, instead of reading the one that's already everywhere, let's just find another of her book and then read it. Only for us to open the book and be reading, and we are seeing a lot of things. I don't even want to spoil the book because there's a possibility that someone out there would like it, but it was a flop for me, a serious flop. I'm even pissed that I have to count it amongst the books that I read this month. And then we read When Love Visits. I just realized I'm not doing it according to how I read it, like when I read it. When Love Visits was the very first book I read in January, and there's already a review of it on my channel, so I'm not going to get into much details. And the next book I read was Hafsatu, Bebi. This was the second book that my group chat decided to read. Like, I had to make up for bringing up Valentine somehow, and then I brought Hafsatu, Bebi. Hafsatu, Bebi broke me. Hafsatu, Bebi made me cry. See, I would have preferred if they had given Zuwaria her own love story and then given Hafsatu, like, make it two different books. It was just heartbreaking. I did not like the ending at all. I am so sorry. I did not like it, and that's not because my girl did not have her happy ending, right? it was just, I felt like some of these characters needed their reunion. I already have a review of what I'm saying on my Instagram and my TikTok as well. I feel like they needed their reunion and they did not get it. They were robbed of it. Them being robbed of it means I was robbed of it. So I did not like that at all. But all in all, the storytelling was very, very good. I really like Fatima Ballas storytelling. Let's say pattern, structure, whatever. I really, really like it. I like her writing. I like how she, builds her story. Like, I love how it goes. It's very smooth, and she has a very nice sense of humor too. Nothing too extreme, just nice, very nice stuff. And the addition to like, just, if I continue to talk, we'll sleep here. The next book I read was Lost in You by Maranatha Abutu. I'm sorry if I have butchered the name, please. I don't know how it's pronounced. But Maranatha Abutu is a Nigerian indie author. So when I saw she was one of the authors that wrote that anthology that Amaka Izie, Adeswa, Mokedi, Rosemary Okafor were part of, like that 14 story thingy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're living under a rock. Yes, she was part of the authors that wrote that collaborated on that project. So when I noticed that she was looking for an arc reader, I was like, hello, I'm not doing anything with my time, please. Give it. Bewa, bring it over here. And she gave me Lost in You by Maranatha. So I seen it to be by another person before. So Lost in You is a story about two people, Uchenna and Leo. Yes. I quickly forget a lot of things. Well, it was a story about Uchenna, who was a podcaster, and she had another job. I am really sorry if I have forgotten. Uchenna was a podcaster. She was an extrovert. Leo is an introvert. In fact, he's the type of person that will be at a party you will not even notice, aside the fact that he's a very fine boy. Yeah. You would not even notice. And Leo does not like loud-mouthed women. And Uchenna is the life of the party. Yeah. And my God does not even give a flying fuck if you don't like her. That's the type of women I like to see, And she's a very confrontational person. She won my heart when she went to him and like told him exactly how she felt about his attitude. Love it. Give me 14 of them right now. I love women that can actually walk up to people and tell them how they feel. Love that. I don't want to be seeing all these footmarks that people are writing in books. None of that. And Uchenna happens to be the type of person that has, given up on love and had her own issues to face. She had already started experiencing an illness that I'm not going to mention so I don't spoil the book for you. And while she was experiencing that, she was not expecting love to come, and definitely was not opening her arms for it. In fact, before these two people accepted that they are in love with each other, I went through a lot. But it was cute. The tension was really, really, really cute. Tension in billionaire romance. Yes. Tension in common romance. Please. Let me hear what. Please. You see, romance from poor people, it's because people are not busy enough. I'm sorry. It's the truth. And then the next was this big boy. This one. I don't know. But yeah, this big boy is what I read next. This one. And in a very ironic way, I almost did not pick this book up. I almost did not. Because can you see the size of this shit? Can you see it? Can you? But it happened to be one of the best books that I have ever read. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even trying to exaggerate because nobody's going to beat me before. But it happens to be one of the best books. You can see, are you seeing all this? All this is not for decoration. This book puts me through a lot. It has romance in it, and it has fight in it. There is something to gain at the end of the story. Rumi is a young boy that grew up in a very small village with his mother, Yami, only for him to, go out and try to help his mother with her debts. and found out that his mother is more than she had been saying. He had a very weird surname, but it never bothered him much until he went to this place where he went to play, because he's very good with the drums. Went to play at the Golden Room, that's what it's called, and found out that people don't really like his people, but it's more than that. They don't really like his people, but they set this boy up, and after that setup, everything started going left. Everything started going left. I love the emotions, how the book was written, how the fights were in the book. It's like Senami, there's another girl, Senami, that I read this book. She's a bookstagrammer, and she was telling me that, can you feel like, were you able to feel the palpitations in the book, like anytime the fight scene comes on? And I was like, yes, because when they are fighting, my heart will be beating, like it's so vivid, and I'm even lost for words. How do I even begin to explain this to people now? It's like the best book ever written, like the best Nigerian fantasy book ever written. If this got the attention that Children of Blood and Bone got, I will not even be pissed, because this is a book. My goodness. And the end, I would say it's satisfactory, but know what I wanted. But it's not my book, so. For this book, 1,000 over 10. Yeah, 1,000. I can't say 10 over 10. 10 over 10 is an insult. 1,000 over 10. I wish I could start afresh, but the book is scaring me. But I wish I could start afresh. I started this book and I wanted to put like just a couple of things in the middle and be like, oh yeah, let's just put that. Somewhere, somehow, I had to add this at the end, because some creepy shit was happening in this book. There was some creepy. I don't want to spoil it, but there was some creepy shit. You will go from feeling creeped out to laughing in the next minute. Like how this author wrote about women. Like you can tell that he was loved at home. This man actually likes women. You can tell that he actually does like women with the way he wrote about women in this book. You can just tell. Every woman in this book is ambitious, with her head in the game, and very, very motivational, inspirational. And the women in this book made me feel like I'm not doing enough in my life. And that's something. That is something. I'm fangirling so much right now. If I catch the author of this book, people will not be able to separate me from him. But like, on a more serious note, I wish I could convince everyone to read this, but I understand that some people might not be able to or might not want to because of the size. I understand, girl, but if you do get into it, you will not regret. And that brings us to the end of this video. These are all the books that I read this month, and I hope you get to read some of them and love them as much as I did. If you happen to love the one that I did not like, good for you. Oh yeah, see you next time. Mwah.